Hey, 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 hey. Are we live yet? It's 8 o'clock. Go get her. Doing what go-getters do. I hope it ain't heard. Where the rest of the go-getters at? We waiting for y'all to get on the line.
Where the go-getters?
The Team Platinum go-getters.
Hey, get your people on this feed tonight. Some good information.
The life of a go-getter now.
I'm going to get myself. I'm learning about this last week.
I think I like my other song better.
Oh, no, this one. Okay, here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Where y'all at? Where y'all at?
Good evening, everybody.
Make this nice and big so we can see this time, man. We ain't got to be staring down the screen. Hey, hey, what's up?
CEO in the house.
See you.
What's going on, my brother? Welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys, to another What's the Word Wednesday. I am Eric Clifton, and this is
Roger Lillard.
Absolutely, and together we are just a couple of humble guys that happen to be a part of a dynamic company, Planet Marketing. We just happen to be part of an amazing team, Team Platinum. And we're going to be sharing with you guys tonight. We're going to talk about the importance of doing or following our PS3 system and those steps that are involved with the PS3 system. You got any first opening words?
Well, first and foremost, welcome everybody to our What's the Word Wednesdays. We're truly excited. This is for you all. You want to chime in Wednesday nights here so you can get, information is going to take your business to the next level. And so we want to welcome everybody to What's the Word Wednesdays. And a matter of fact, you might want to text your folks, get them on this feed, and so they can get the information as well. So it's not just for you; it's for the entire team. So get your folks on this and have them chime in tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's jump right on in. The system, the major system that is allowing us to be so successful within this industry is what we call that PS3 system. Right? People are always asking when people start having success, well, how did you get to this position? Well, how did you get there so fast? Well, what is it that you're doing? Or you must have already had a huge team or some crap like that, right? Everybody that is serious about building an organization inside of network marketing, the real go-getters are following the system. Listen, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're following the system. And that's the PS3 system, right? The P stands for...
The P stands for...
You just forgot? Peaking.
Peaking interest.
Look, I put them on the spot real quick. The P stands for peaking. Peaking a person's interest. That's the most important part in the beginning. You got to pique a person's interest. The key is never saying too much.
Right. The S stands for share. You want to share the opportunity with everybody in your circle. And you don't want to... you want to share... Anybody in your circle, doesn't matter who they are. It could be your boss. Yep, them too, because guess what? They want to travel for less too. It could be family members, doesn't matter, but you want to share with everybody.
Absolutely. And then, so that's the P, that's the S, and the 3 is for the amazing 3-way call. This is what you're going to do after you've shared that information. It's very important to get that third-party validation, and you do so by a 3-way call. So let's start with, we're going to give you some insights on piquing interest and why are we piquing interest. Piquing interest, number one, is just that. It's a peak, right? You're just giving a little bit. You're not, giving a whole show. You're just piquing a person's interest, right? So that means you're not going to be saying a whole lot. You're going to be saying something really simple like, excuse me, sir, do you like to travel?
That's simple.
That's it, right? I just piqued his interest if, in fact, he likes to travel, right? Well, you got an example of piquing interest?
Or you can say, how many times did you travel last year? You been on any vacations this year? You just want to strike up a conversation about travel because that's what we do. That's our product. That's what we sell. So travel is it. So where did you go to this year? So if they said nowhere, now you've piqued their interest. People want to travel. 2 reasons why they don't. The money and time, so we have the answer for them.
Absolutely. So, and on money, that's another way to pique a person's interest. What are people interested in? Well, guess what? With Planet Marketing and Teletravel, we're only doing 2 things, right? We're either making money or we're traveling, or we're doing a combination of both. So these are the things that I'm going to be speaking with people about when I'm trying to see if they're interested. And the key is not to give them the entire show. Think about the same thing you do if you're trying to get someone to go see a movie that you know was amazing, right? Matter of fact, maybe you've seen this movie 2 and 3 times, it was so good. And you highly recommend it to your friends or family members. And when you share it with them, you don't tell them the entire movie, right? Exactly. You're going to say something like, listen, you got to see this movie, right? You might tell them who's starring in it. You might let them know whether or not it's an action or if it's a drama. You're going to be very, very basic. But at the end of the day, you're only giving them enough information to want more. That's piquing a person's interest. I'm not giving you the whole story. So if I say, listen, are you interested in traveling more, right? Or do you like to travel? And a person tells me yes, then I'm going to say, listen, great. Well, I'm going to show you a way where you can travel more while paying less and possibly write it all off on your taxes. Now, wouldn't that be something you love to get some more information on? Absolutely, right? I'm not going to go into no full spiel talking about Mr. Donald Bradley, talking about IntelliTravel, and all this other stuff. I don't have to do that. I just need to pique your interest. You think?
Just always remember this. The less you say, the more money you make, right? So you don't want to say less. You don't want to say more. You want to say less. Because what happens is a lot of people get stuck. You start explaining the business, you go into a presentation, and they make a decision based on what you share with them versus doing the PS3 system, letting us answer all the questions for that person. But although I know what I know, I'm still going to call Mr. Scott up and do a 3-way call with him so people can see how our system works. The PS3 is vital to our business, and the teams that do the PS3 system are growing their business the fastest.
That's what's up. Hey man, why you don't call me for the 3-way call?
Well, I know he's a busy guy, so I don't want to bog him down. I know he's busy, but since he opened the door, y'all, I would be calling him for 3 ways.
I'm just joking. But so listen. I believe we've covered the peaking part. You only want to say a little bit, just a little bit. And before we move on to sharing, in order for you to share, you had to have collected some information. We're professional data collectors. You've heard Mr. Scott say that often. We need to be collecting information. So after I've piqued your interest, the next step is for me now to get your information, your email address or the best contact number. And guess what? Even if I got business cards in my pocket, which I do, I'm not giving it to you because that's not what my business card is for. My business card is for marketing purposes. And when I'm trying to prospect, I need your information. Because if I get your phone number, your email address, there's a 100% chance I'm following up. If I simply give you my business card, there's not a 100% chance you're going to call me. So make sure you are getting that person's information and then find out when that person has time to watch your presentation or your short video, whichever form you're going to share the information with. But you need to set the appointment with them so that now you're professionally following up and not chasing or harassing.
Absolutely. So again, we're not out here, we purchase business cards to market our business. So if you're just giving business cards to people and not getting the phone number, you might as well be throwing your money away. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to take it home, they're going to use it as a cup holder, or the dog's going to chew it up, or the kids will put Kool-Aid on it, right? And so you don't want to just give business cards away. you want to get a phone number. Without a phone number, if you're having, there's a lot of people having great conversations out here, but they're not getting the phone number. And so you want to get, like he said, you want to get that number. And so a lot of times what I say was, what's the best number to contact you at? And I'll take my phone and watch this. When I ask that question, what's the best number to contact you at the end of our conversation, I look at my phone and I'm getting ready to put the number in, and the first person that talks loses. So I'm waiting. We can be there 10 minutes. The first person to speak loses. So the bottom line is, ask for the number. Because again, we're data collectors. If you're not, this is how you build your list. So if you're not doing this, you can't even build your list. So how are you going to do PS3s if you're not building your list? So what's the best number to contact you at so I can provide you with more information? I'm quiet. Got my thumb ready to put the number in. And I lean in on too. I'll just lean in a little bit. What's the best number, right? So I got them on the spot. So that, because, and I'm not saying what's your phone number, because people get uncomfortable when you ask for what's their phone number. If you say, what's the best number to contact you at? They may give you a work number. They may give you a house number. You're going to get a number from them because it's a multiple choice question.
Great. So now, you've got the number or email address. You have also set the appointment. So now they are expecting you to follow up with them. So if it was, listen, it's going to be Thursday at 5 o'clock before I leave. Okay, great. Listen, got you. We'll be reaching up with you Thursday at 5 o'clock. We already had that clear. Now, I'm not sending them the information until it gets close to that time, right? Now, this is just me. You don't have to do it this way. Some of you guys will have already sent it to them. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to send it to them when it's a little bit closer to that time, chances are, and then I can follow up with that person, send them a little follow-up text. Listen, just a reminder, I'll be reaching out to you at about 5 o'clock to follow up with you. Definitely want to send the reminder out so that they're prepared for my phone call. Worst case scenario, even if they don't answer, at least I'm in the habit of doing what I need to be doing professionally. So I go through that same process. Whether they answer the phone or don't answer the phone is not the point. The point is me practicing that process over and over and over again. So now we've shared the information, and now it's time for me to follow back up with that person and call that person prior to the three-way call. So I'll let you go first with you're calling that person back and getting some feedback from them. What you gonna do?
Well, first and foremost, like he said, I'm gonna make sure the person is available when you call them back. And so I'll give them a call, and once I give them a call, they answer the phone. And of course, I want to make sure that they're available. I'm going to ask them, are they available to talk before I start talking about business? Because they could be feeding the kids at the time. Something could be going on in life at that time. And of course, then I'm going to ask them, once I find out that they've watched the video, I'm going to ask them, what did you like most about the video? That's the first question I'm going to ask them. Because now, I'm not going to ask them what you think. People don't like to think. Not to mention, you don't want them to say what they didn't like about it. You want them to say what they like about the video.
Yeah. We don't really care what you think.
We don't care what you think. And so you want to ask them what they like about the video first.
Absolutely. So now you didn't ask them what they liked about it. They're going to tell you whatever it is they liked about it. And listen, this is where you may have heard this term mirroring someone. So no matter what the person says they liked about it, guess what? That's the same thing you liked about it. So I say, Mr. Little, what you like most about the opportunity you took a look at?
Well, when I took a look at it, I saw that I could travel for less. I mean, I love to travel. And so, I could actually broker my own deal. I could get paid on my own personal travel as well.
Awesome. Listen, when I joined this company, that was one of the top 5 reasons why I joined. That exact same thing right there. Being able to travel for less and get paid for doing it as well. I don't care what Mr. Lillard or the person I'm talking to said. Listen, I like being able to spend more time at home with my family. Anything that you can think of, mirror match it, right? Again, unless they say something negative, which we didn't ask for, which is the reason why we asked the positive question to get that positive answer. So now that I have gotten that feedback, I think now we can start to transition into the three-way call process. So here, for the three-way call, there's something that you're going to want to do prior to even following up with that person. Because if you're doing this frequently enough, you should have multiple people to follow up with, right? So if I know I got 3 or 4 people to follow up with around the 5 o'clock time, 6, 5:30 or whatever, it's very important that you reach out to your experts who's going to be doing these three-ways for you? So I would have already checked with Preston, or Mr. Scott. I would have already checked with Mr. Lillard or a couple of other people to see who's available to do these three-ways at that time that I know I'm going to be following up with people. So now we got that already lined up. I got my experts lined up. I just followed up with my prospect. They told me what they like. I matched it and said, listen, that was exactly what I like. Now here's what I do next. And Mr. Little might do something different. What I usually do next after that, I assume they got questions. Unless they tell me after giving me what they like most that they're ready to get started, then hey, I'm signing you up, right? But if that's not, if I don't get that feeling, what I'm going to do next is assume you got questions. Listen, I'm so glad you said that. I know you have questions, and now I'm going to get my expert on the line. I'm going to go into my edification process at this particular point. I'm edifying the expert. I'm building them up, and I'm not going to ask them, can you hold on while I call them? I'm not going to ask for permission or anything like that. I'm going to just tell them, listen, I'm going to get this guy on the phone, hold on. I'm not going to say it like that, y'all. But I'm going to let them know, listen, you guys need to hold on. I'm going to click over and I'm going to call. Worst thing can happen is they're going to hang up. If they hang up, that means they probably really weren't interested.
They weren't the one.
I've only had a person hang up on me one time doing this, and I do many of three ways. So I assume, listen, I know you got questions. I got an expert that definitely love to answer your questions. You go into those 4 points that you need to know when edifying an expert. I'll let Mr. Lillard give him the 4 points for edifying the expert.
Well, first and foremost, the edification piece is what's going to relax the prospect. So you definitely want to let them know, Mr. Clifton, this gentleman, he's my business partner. He's not my sponsor. You should not be saying my sponsor at all. This is my business partner, Mr. Eric Clifton. He knows 110% of business, right? He loves to help people. He makes a significant amount of income in a short period of time.
Absolutely.
Right? And he loves to have fun. And so the fun piece is where the travel comes in at. And so at the end of that, if you want to say he's really down to earth, by the way, I'm going to see if I can get 2 minutes of his time. He's really busy because he can answer any question that you may have. I'm going to make sure you get your questions answered properly. Hold on one second. Click. I'm not asking they have time to wait because if it's important to them, they're going to wait. Right? And so at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you get the edification piece is important because you want your prospect to respect your expert's time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, if they are respecting your expert, this is the beautiful part. Because when the edification is done properly, it doesn't matter who the expert is.
Doesn't
right?
matter.
It doesn't have to be me, Mr. Lillard, Mr. Scott. It doesn't have to be anybody with any rank. Right? All it needs to be is a person that can answer some questions. Right? Anybody can do it if you edify them properly. And the prospect on the other end of the line, they don't know whether or not they're getting the wrong information. Preferably, you'll get the right person on the line to do your three-way call. But we want you to understand that the edification makes the three-way simple, right? Matter of fact, usually when I'm edifying someone, I'm telling the prospect, listen, the person that you're about to be on the phone with I'm comparing them to Bill Gates, right? I'm putting them up so high that it's like, listen. No matter what they say, you're going to want to listen to them because I respect this person so much. And I'm not selling fluff at the end of the day. I'm just painting the picture, right? And I need them to see this opportunity and the expert the same way that I do. So I'm painting the picture with all of these adjectives and things like that and all of the things that we use. So now if you paint that picture properly, right? The person on the other end of the line is like, oh my God, they about to put me on the phone with royalty, so to speak, right? So now I should probably listen. And that's typically what happens. You'll find that your prospects usually listen. Sometimes we can tell when you haven't done a proper edification because the daggone prospect is calling me right?
Right.
Like, what the world? He calling me or he cutting me off while I'm talking.
And to eliminate that is, to get the respect from the prospect, I'm not going to say this is my friend Eric or this is my sponsor Eric. I'm going to say Mr. Clifton. And on the prospect, I'm going to say the prospect's name, Jane Doe. Jane Doe, this is Mr. Clifton, right? He's a one-star director in a company, and it doesn't matter what level they are. Because again, whether you bronze, silver, gold, one-star, whatever level you're at, it doesn't really matter because they don't know what that means at all. All they know is it sounds important.
Absolutely.
So, but Mr. and Mrs. Bumpers, Mr. Scott, Mr. Clifton, and so that's why you want to announce someone's name. They're not, of course, he's my business partner, but he's Mr. Clifton on the phone on the three-way call.
Absolutely. So look, now that I think about it, we're already into the three-way portion. We're gonna give you a quick example. Look, we should call somebody, but maybe we'll do that next week. What we're gonna do, I'll be the prospect. Mr. Lillard's gonna call me and go through that same process. He's gonna ask me what I liked about it. We're gonna give you an example of how that works, and let's just assume that Mr. Lillard already has an expert lined up. So I don't want y'all, putting comments like, hey, he didn't do the expert part. We're going to skip that part. So he's already contacted his expert. The expert is already online. He's already sent me the video. I've already taken a look at it. I've been waiting for him to call me at 8:20 was when he's going to call me. What time is it now? It's like 8:21. So it's right on time for Mr. Lillard to call me and get me ready for the three-way call. Let's give it to him.
Put the phone.
Sure, why not?
This is called role playing, you guys.
Role play.
This is important. Here we go. Ring. Ring.
I don't answer on the first ring.
Ring. Ring.
Hello.
Oh, hold on.
Did you actually call somebody?
Hold on a second. What's the formulation, y'all?
Hello.
Speak with Mr. Clifton, please.
Speaking.
How you doing, sir? This is Raj Lillard. I spoke with you about a great business opportunity to travel wholesale versus retail, and just wanted to follow up with you to see if you had an opportunity to take a look at our video.
Absolutely did.
Well, before we get started, do you have time to talk? Are you busy right now?
Oh man, I appreciate you asking. No, I'm good. Just got finished eating.
Okay, great. Well, I want to jump right into it because I know you're busy and so am I. As a matter of fact, I got a few phone calls to make after this phone call because things are really moving fast with our business.
Okay.
So, Mr. Clifton, what did you like most about the video that you took a look at?
Man, what I liked most was the fact that I could get paid for going on a trip or get the commissions for going on a trip that I was going on anyway. And now, Priceline don't get that money. I get it.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's one of the things I took a look at when I first partnered with Untitled Travel is that you get to travel wholesale versus retail. And you get paid on your own personal travel. So that was very, very important to me, being able to do that. Because, prior to this company, I hadn't really traveled much before. But now I can travel and get paid on my own personal travel. And so
Awesome.
Did you have any questions from what you saw?
Yeah, I got a couple questions.
Okay, great. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you. What I like to do is my business partner, Mr. Scott, this gentleman loves to help people. He knows 110% of the business. This gentleman, he has a bunch of jokes. He's a funny guy, right? And he's made a significant amount of income in a short period of time. Okay. What I like to do is bring him on the phone with us so he can answer any questions that you may have. I don't want to mess it up for you. Hold on 1 second, please. Hello, Mr. Scott, how you doing? Hey, listen, I got a prospect on the line, the gentleman I shared with you earlier. His name is Eric Clifton. I think he's going to be an asset to our company. I'm going to click over now. Hold on 1 second. Mr. Clifton, how you doing? So we're back.
All right.
I was able to get him. Mr. Scott was available, thank goodness, because he's a very busy guy. This gentleman's a 3-star director in our company, and he's actually coaching
3 stars?
3-star, absolutely. He's actually coaching me up in this business, so I wanted to get an expert on the phone with you so he can answer any questions that you may have. And I'm just going to step right out the way. Hold on 1 second. Mr. Scott, this is Mr. Eric Clifton. Again, he'll be a great asset to our company. Hold on 1 second.
Great. And then silence because Mr. Scott not really on the phone.
Right. I was wondering if he was going.
Right. That was an example of how to get through.
Exactly. The most important thing is once you do the edification piece is to shut your mouth and put it on speaker, go fix you a sandwich, and actually start taking notes because
hit the mute button. He left that out.
Hit the mute button. Sounds the call and listen. Take notes because this is the best way to learn your business. because Mr. Scott, myself, and Eric Clifton, we're going to overcome all the objections. So you're going to, watch this, it's going to help you overcome any objections that you'll get out when you're out talking to somebody. You'll hear yourself, someone will say something crazy out, you'll be talking to them about your business, they'll say something crazy, and because you've done a bunch of three-way calls, you're gonna start memorizing those rebuttals. So we have rebuttals for every objection under the sun. So the three-way call is vital to your business.
Okay. So this time, we do the same thing, right? But when you call me this time, don't use Mr. Scott,
Okay.
3-star director,
Right.
as the as the expert.
Okay.
This time use let's use Tamia. I see Tamia is watching, so let's use Tamia is gonna be the expert. She's not 3-star.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
She in the trenches grinding like everybody else, right? Trying to get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Tamia and anybody else watching can do the 3-way call, and watch how he does the edification for Tamia. So we're gonna go right back to that part.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call. I got Tamia on the phone now.
Got Tamia on the phone? You calling me?
Yeah, I'm calling you.
All right.
Bring. I'm speeding.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing? Is this Mr. Clifton?
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Mr. Lillard giving you a call. I spoke with you earlier today, and we had this three-way call set up. So I bossed it up. I ain't perfect. Let's start over again.
Oh, you forgot who you called?
Okay, here we go. Bring.
You called Tamia.
Tamia's the expert. Got it.
All right, retake, y'all. This
Retake,
is live production right here. Don't talk about us.
Hey, we human too. We ain't perfect, but I'd rather someone do 3 messed up three-way calls than none at all, right? So
All right, so that was your first messed up one. All right, let's go.
All right, wait. Bring.
Hello.
Good evening. Speak with Mr. Clifton, please.
Speak.
How you doing, sir? This is Roger Lillard. I spoke with you earlier today about our powerful opportunity with Untitled Travel. So just following up with you about the video that I shared with you. By the way, was you busy? Are you available right now?
I'm good.
Okay, great. So you watched the video, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
great. What did you like most about the video?
I liked everything.
Okay, great. So, hey, you know what? That's one of the things I love about this company. I love everything as well, from traveling to making the money as well. And so, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I got a couple questions.
Okay, great. Well, what I'd like to do is give my business partner, Miss Tamia, this is Tamia's last, Tamia Jones. Did I say it right?
Yeah, John, I'm gonna need you to know your business partner.
Tamia Jones. Sorry, Tamia. I still love you, girl. So, Tamia Jones, she knows 100. She's a gold.
So, look, can I just ask you my question?
Sure.
So we ain't gotta talk to Tamia. Can I just ask you?
Oh, sure. You can ask me.
You sure?
No. See, he played too much.
Look, you supposed to tell me.
Right.
Nah.
Okay. No. Let me you trip me up like that. No, I'm sure you could ask me questions, but what I want to do is, she's an expert at this, right? And I want to make sure that you get your questions answered properly, right? She's a goal builder in the business. So let me see if I can get on the phone.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great. Hello, Tamia. How you doing? This is Roger. Got Mr. Clifton on the phone. He's gonna be a great asset to our company. Again, I think that he's gonna really do a good job with us. Hold on one second. Click him over. A little nervous, y'all. Mr. Clifton.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing, sir?
Super fantastic.
I was able to get Mrs. Tamia Jones. She's a gold building company. She was one of the fastest gold builders in our organization, and she's going to be able to answer any questions that you may have. She loves to help people. She knows 110% of the business, right? She's made a significant amount of income in a short period of time that she's been here with the company, and so, but she loves to have fun, and guess what? She's a really down-to-earth person. Miss Tamia Jones, this is Mr. Clifton.
Cool.
So
at the end of the day, look, we got jokes. We told y'all we love to have fun, right? So at the end of the day, no matter who you put on the other end of the line, as long as they can speak English properly, right, and a person can understand them, I can edify them with the same points. They love to have fun, right? They love to help people. What's the other one? They made a significant amount of income in a short period of time, right?
And
I know 100% of the information that you just took a look at. So I can say that about anybody. And watch this. If I'm saying it with passion, like I'm saying it right now, they love to help people, right? You guys don't have to say it like that, but say it with some type of excitement and belief that you believe the person you putting on the phone is going to close the deal, right? trust me, how you sound on the other end of the phone plays a major part. Because you can't be on the phone telling me about this exciting person, loves to have fun, making money, traveling the world, helping people, but you sound like, they love to have fun, they love helping people. I mean, don't put me to sleep with. I'm not really going to believe you if that's the case. So the edification is majorly important. The next thing that's mostly important is hitting that mute button. Mr. Little said it earlier. Hit that mute button and say nothing. This is the worst thing in the world that you can do. Watch this. We have had to hang up on some people because at the end of the day, Mr. Lillard, you can contest to this. If you're calling me and I'm the expert to do the three-way call, and the three-way call is going on, and you feel so led that you got to now start interjecting and speaking. Well, Mr. Scott, Mr. Lillard, tell him about the compensation plan. Well, tell him how often we can travel. Well, tell them about this, right? If you feel you got to talk, well, you don't need us on the phone. Right?
Exactly.
You might well, what you need me for? So we can now hang up at this point because you don't understand following that simple piece. Hit the mute button and be quiet.
What happens is when you're on the three-way call and the expert is talking, when you jump in, you're stealing the credibility of the expert. So now, like he said, if you're going to start talking on the three-way call, what's going to happen is now you got the person listening to two people talking now. So they're not focused. They're hearing two different conversations. So you want the expert to remain an expert, not to mention, right, if you're local, right, you're going to have the expert meet this person at the weekly meeting or whatever, FaceTime, whatever. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you keep your mouth shut, keep your phone on mute, and listen and take notes. Because guess what's going to happen? As your team starts to grow, you're going to be doing these three-way calls yourself. So you want to do three-way calls. You want to learn this. You want to learn the skill set on how to do three-way calls. I'm telling you, it's imperative for your business if you want to grow your business nationally.
Absolutely. And here's one thing I know for certain, and we can tell. We pick up on these things when we talk to some of you guys, and you say things like, I'm talking to people all the time. I'm always talking to people. I'm always trying to get somebody. I'm always talking. Well, what you talking about? Because you should only really be piquing their interest, right? And then I hear this one. Man, I keep getting this. I keep getting people to tell me this. I keep getting people saying this. And I keep getting people saying that.
That means
and if they're saying, you're getting all these objections, this means to me that you're giving too much information.
Absolutely.
You're skipping parts of the system. You're not following the steps. People shouldn't be hitting you with objections and asking you questions that you feel like you can't answer. You shouldn't be in that position. Why put yourself in that position? You're in that position because you're not following the system, getting them on the phone or getting them in front of someone else to do the third-party validation. Because at the end of the day, whoever the person, especially if it's somebody you know, they know you for being whoever it is that you are, right? And whatever it is that you do. They know you for being an electrician, not a travel professional. So now here it is, you're in this travel industry, and you're going to talk to them about all of the different perks and pluses and bells and whistles. And the time they ask you a couple of industry questions, now you can't answer it. Now you've killed your own credibility. Now they don't answer your phone when you call them again.
And I want to piggyback on what you said because, and I'm feeling this vibe out here, right? There's a vibe I'm feeling.
Okay.
The vibe I'm feeling is, the word is fear. A lot of people are afraid to do the three-way call for a couple of reasons. One, you are afraid of them saying no, right? Or hanging up, right? And two, you're just afraid of rejection. So it takes courage to do the three-way call. But once you do it, for instance, like when you first learned how to swim or ride a bike, there was fear there, but you decided, you know what, I'm going to take on this challenge, right? And you can't go without one, by the way. So it's a challenge for some of you all to do a three-way call because you're scared. But the people that do them, I'm telling you, you're going to lead your organization and it's going to expand across this country. But at the end of the day, don't be afraid to do a three-way call. Because if they say no, if they hang up, you just go to the next person. You know exactly where they are. In order to find out where they are, see, like he said, you are talking to all these people, but no one's doing three ways. I'm telling you, the more three ways you do, watch your close your close rate go up. Your closing rate is going to go up with the three-way calls.
And so look, I don't want Cheryl to think we didn't see her question. She says, what if you have someone who does not speak English? What do you do? How do you get that three-way done? And Mr. Scott said that we do have people in the place that speak Spanish, but what if they speak, German or Latin or something like that? I would suggest, if you're going to be trying to pique the interest of people that can't also speak English, that you're also going to have to find yourself a translator as well, because right now, outside of the couple of Spanish people that we have within our organization that can help translate for Spanish, you go find somebody that speaks German, there's probably an app for that, right? But outside of that, it's going to be hard unless you have found someone that can translate. But I tell you what, I'd rather have the problem of not having someone to translate than not having someone to talk to at all. Absolutely. So if we're out here grinding and piquing interest 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, that's a good problem to have, for real. And that leads us to what we was going to be talking about next, building momentum for your organization and your business by following this system. Right? By following the PS3 system, piquing people's interest over and over and over again. And I told you guys, most of you guys who were able to come to our training, that one of the ways that we can pique a person's interest is with a simple business card, right? But a business card that's designed not to just let a person know that I'm a travel agent, right? You need a business card or flyer or something that has what we call to action on it, right? And within that call to action, it's going to pique a person's interest. So this particular business card says, you look like you need a vacation. Take one. So can you imagine if I'm walking around handing out this card to people, and the first thing they see when they look down is, you look like you need a vacation, take one. I've piqued their interest already. They have a reason to probably call me. The card says a little bit more here to really make them want to call me, but this is one way. On the other side of this same card, looking for additional income, you can get paid to book travel from the comfort of your own home.
Wow.
Again, if I hand this to you, watch this. You just stick it out to someone like that, the first reaction is to say, well, what you giving me? I can pique a person's interest just by handing them this card, right? How many times a day can I do that? Multiple times a day, for real, if I'm intentional about it, right? So what I'm basically saying is we need to be producing or putting together the necessary activity that's going to create the momentum, and we're using the system to make it happen. This is just one example. The t-shirts that we wear is another example. That piques a person's interest. When I wear a shirt that says get paid to travel or get paid to book travel, got to be in compliance, right? Get paid to book travel, ask me how. That's piquing a person's interest. So how often am I doing that? I'm wearing that shirt every chance I get, right? And every time I wear it, it piques someone's interest. They ask me how. And now the beginning of the PS3 system has started not with me opening my mouth, but with my shirt, or with my advertisement, or with the magnet on the side of my car, or with my hat. Y'all see my hat over there? Oh, y'all can't see it. You see my hat over there?
Absolutely.
My hat says get paid to travel, ask me how. Piquing a person's interest doesn't have to be with your mouth, but you, the business owner, have to be intentional about piquing people's interest. If the system, the PS3 system, is going to be what pays you, then why are we not doing the PS3 system, right? And then becoming creative with the various different ways that we can pique a person's interest. I don't care if you strap signs to the side of your dog while you walking your dog, and your dog got some signs hanging from the side of it that talks about getting paid to travel or book travel with me. Guess what? If I saw that, I would think that's pretty daggone interesting. You've piqued my interest already. I got to see what the heck the dog is doing walking with signs on the side of it. Yeah, and look, y'all know me. It'll be 2-3 weeks. I'm going to have a dog with some signs on the side of it. Don't get mad at me when my phone gets to ringing and then Mr. Scott and Mr. Little's phone start ringing because I'm doing more three-way calls.
If I could just piggyback on another question.
Yeah, somebody like they got a question.
when you meet someone in person that is interested, what's the steps to get them info? Well,
you can tell he just tuned in.
He just tuned in. We touched on that a little earlier, and so again, you want to say less if they're already interested. What you want to say next is, what's the best number to contact you at so I can provide you with more information? What's the best number to contact you at? Don't say what's your cell phone number. What's the best number to contact you at, right? And you got your phone, right? So when you ask that question, while you're asking the question, you're already getting your phone ready to take the number, right? And so when I ask for that number, I'm looking at my phone. I'm not looking at them. I'm looking at my phone, and I'm waiting for the given number. Matter of fact, I'm leaning on them a little bit. Okay, okay. I'm shaking my head, right? Because right when you're shaking your head, that means yes, you're going to get that phone number from them. And so that's what you want to do. What's the best number to contact you at? Absolutely. If they're already interested? But I want to go back to momentum real quick. Good. I want to touch on momentum because with this card, right? This side says look for additional income. This side says look like you need a vacation. Now, if you have 500 cards that you're putting out, and you have, let's say you only have 2 people in your organization. Just now, you getting ready to go bronze, right? But you have 500, they have 500. That's 1,500 of these cards being put out.
1,500?
So 1,500 people have an opportunity to be piqued about your business. So if you have 9, if you're a goal builder or you're a director in training, now you have more. If everybody is doing this system, Team Platinum has over 500 people. Imagine all 500. It's probably not going to happen that way, but just imagine all 500 people doing 500 of these. How our team can really explode this business.
Absolutely. I mean, literally take over this particular area or whatever area you're in. Can you imagine just 1,500 with
3 people?
What if y'all decide to like I'm within the next few days I'm gonna commit to putting out 500 of these things every daggone week. Not gonna do it forever, but for the next month or so, we're gonna try to put out about 500 of these every week. See, that the goal is to create the momentum. See, in creating the momentum, you got to put in a whole lot of effort in the beginning to get the ball rolling.
That's good.
Once the ball gets rolling, you don't have to apply the same effort. So imagine the big 1,000-pound boulder and think about how hard we got to go to get it moving. Once it's moving, we can relax. Absolutely. Right now, we're trying to get somewhere, y'all. And I'm telling you, this particular industry that we're in with this particular company, the time is right. The time is right now. And I encourage you guys to join us. Get a bunch of business cards, flyers, postcards to sign, whatever. Check out aplatinumworld.com and get the automated system to go along with these cards. What I'm telling you guys is we can take over cities. The same thing we're doing right here in this DMV area. We could go to another marketplace. Do the same thing. So imagine if 10 of us got 500 cards or flyers. Good God, that's 5,000 of them in the same area, same week, right? We don't have to do it every week, but if we drop 5,000 flyers or postcards or business cards in just Philadelphia alone, do you think we'll get 3 to 4 to 5 interested people within the next 30 days?
Absolutely.
Or what about in the next 6 months? Because remember, the people who don't get started with us today might get started with us next month or the month after.
Even next year.
It starts with us starting.
So you said it all, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about momentum. And so the people who follow the system, the PS3, the people who are piquing the interest, they sharing the plan, they're doing 3-way calls, getting acclimated to some cars, call to action in your hand. And again, don't just do it for yourself. Share it with your network. Now, you know, some people just getting started. They might not have the expenses right now, but at least they need to see you doing it so that, you know, once stories tell, facts tell. Stories sell, facts tell. So when these stories start popping up on how these cars are working, it's going to spread through the organization. Everybody's going to want to do this because people are winning. So back to you. I'm done.
We got a question. Should we add our picture to that car? That great question. Totally up to you. it really depends on how many places you want your picture to end up. I'm not against it. It lets a person know that who they're going to be working with. So you can definitely put your picture on the card, but at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, what is the reason why you want your picture on the card? And how do you think that's going to help you effectively get someone to call you about your business? Now, I don't know what you look like, but for me, I think I look all right. I don't think I look good enough to be on the card. Like, I don't know if I got that kind of pull. But there is a thing called attraction marketing, right? So if you look good, or if you can do what women are capable of doing and go in the bathroom a couple hours and make yourself look real good, go on and get you a professional headshot and put it on your card. Attraction marketing does work. People like to work with people that look good, right?
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
However, here's how I feel about putting your picture on the business card, right? Remember I said at the beginning, the less you say, the more money you make? Sometimes you'll have, with your picture on the card, somebody may prejudge the card. You know what? This person doesn't look like somebody I want to work with. And so now they're dead and stinky. They don't even want to work with you because maybe what you had on, maybe your culture, right? So I'm kind of leaning towards not doing it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like he said, there's some marketing out here that, if you take glamour shots, most people aren't. But I would say for my card, I would put my face on there because I don't want them to prejudge. You want your card to say less. You want your card to say less but be powerful to get them to make a move. Like you said,
absolutely.
It's a call to action card.
Now that I think about it, and he brought that point up, for your call to action business cards, you don't need your picture at all. Well, not on your call to action business card. But for your professional networking business card, the one that says, hi, I'm such and such travel agent or independent marketing rep, the card that I would hand somebody from Atlanta at the convention just so they have my contact information. It's okay if they have my contact information and my picture. So my networking business card can have that type of information on it. Who I am, my name, number, email address, my picture, that's fine, so they can separate me through the stack of cards. That's actually a great idea. I'm going to steal that one. I might put my personal picture on my networking card, the card that I'm only going to share with other network marketers or people in the industry that need my contact information. But again, for my call to action card, I'm not gonna put a picture of me on it. That was
and to
great.
piggyback on that, and even like a traditional business, like if you walk into a gas station, you meet the gas station owner, it's okay to have your picture on the card. But a call to action card, see, I want them responding quickly. I don't want them thinking nothing but travel or making money. I don't want them saying, "Oh man, well, I don't know if the culture's right. Maybe I don't want them."
Look, watch this. Especially since you're a female, you might be setting yourself up for some trouble you don't even want. I don't know if you're married or not, but now I got this card and I'm sitting here thinking, man, she look kind of good. Now you're getting calls, unwarranted solicitational type calls.
Absolutely.
Did I make that word up? Whatever. You getting them kind of calls. Y'all ladies know the kind of calls I'm talking about. You don't want that kind of call. So yeah, you might want to. You might not want to do that.
Right.
All right. Well, I ain't seen nobody else put up any more questions. I believe that we can about wrap this up. Unless somebody has another question for us real quick. Any questions?
We'll take some questions.
Any questions? Don't see no questions. I don't see no questions. This is another. We will join you guys again next Wednesday, same time, 8 o'clock. We go get us over here.
Go get us. Hey.
See y'all next week.
Go get us in the house, Team Platinum for life.
All right, y'all, we out.
Peace.